Hello students, welcome to the class. I am Yogita. Our subject is nutrition for nurses, and today we are going to learn about macro minerals. In first we are going to discuss about calcium. Now calcium is one of the most abundant mineral in our body because nearly 1 kg of calcium you can find in our body, or else 99% of body is formed because of this major minerals calcium, because we can see a bone, teeth, muscles all require calcium. Now, the normal calcium level in blood is 9 to 11 mg per day. 9 to 11 mg per day. Now, to get this calcium, what food we have to eat? The rich source of calcium is milk and milk product. And also, if you eat fish, mutton, egg, vegetables, we are going to get calcium. Cereals will also provide calcium, but in cereals, expect rice. Expect rice, we are getting almost some calcium in all the cereals. Then if you see the millets, ragi and bajra are the best sources for calcium. Also, some vegetables, some green leafy vegetables, they may also provide a small quantity of calcium to you. Now, what's the daily requirement of calcium? The daily requirement, adult want 0.4 gram per day, and children want 0.6 gram per day, and the lactating a pregnant mother want 1 gram per day. Now, the absorption and storage of calcium. The absorption of calcium take place in the intestine. Now here a presence of vitamin D and acidic environment which helps to increase the absorption of calcium. Now in case that phylates and oxalates present in the diet, then that will decrease the absorption of calcium. Now see some green leafy vegetables like spinach, what else? Spinach and amaranth, that include oxalates in their food item. Now that will decrease the absorption of calcium in our body. Now this calcium is also stored in a bone, in teeth, in muscles. But please note, whatever the calcium stored here in the teeth is not used to maintain the normal blood calcium level. Okay. Next, the function of calcium. Calcium is really important for the bone formation so that we are having a strong bone. Calcium is important for the formation of teeth. Calcium also helps in blood coagulation. Calcium also helps in releasing some hormones like PTH, calcitonin. Calcium helps in proper functioning of our nerve systems. Also, a cell-to-cell contact will be efficient when we are having sufficient calcium in our diet. Calcium also helps in muscle contraction. Calcium also helps in transmission of nerve impulses. For all these purpose, we want calcium. Now, what happens in case if you don't eat properly in your diet? Now, deficiency of calcium leads to osteoporosis. Also, in small children, we can see that they will not have a proper growth and development of that bone. They will have a soft bone, easy to develop fracture as well as osteoporosis. Now, adult, we can see osteoporosis, the condition where porous will present in the bone because of decalcification. Because of that, bone will be tender, they are not able to walk, they are having pain. See, all these complaints can arise. Also, one more condition we can see because of deficiency, that is tetany. Now, tetany can happen when you don't take sufficient amount of calcium in your diet. That leads to rigidity in the nerves and they are not able to maintain the nerve function, muscle functions, as well as that control of nervous muscular movements will be difficult. Now, what happens if you eat more? Overconsumption. Now, in case of overconsumption, we can see the condition called hyperconsumptions or overconsumption toxicity. That is called hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia is a condition where excess or high level of calcium present in the blood. Now that may lead to renal insufficiency, formation of renal stones, difficulty in passing urine where that they are having hypercalciuria. That means passing the calcium in their urine. Also, they are having a problem with their vascular and soft tissue decalcification. Calcification can occur. Now, these all problems because of excessive intake of calcium. So, excessive intake of calcium that leads to hypercalcemia. I hope you understood. We learned about calcium. Okay, the next mineral what you are going to learn is phosphorus. Now this also almost same like calcium, nearly 1 kg about we can see in our body. Now this phosphorus and calcium almost go together side by side. Now the important source of phosphorus. The important source of phosphorus is cereals, millets, pulses and oil seeds, dry fish, milk powder, skimmed meat and egg. These all are the important food source from where we will get phosphorus. Now the daily requirement of phosphorus. Adult we want 400 mg, children want 500 mg, but the pregnancy and lactating mother want 1000 mg phosphorus per day. Now, how the absorption take place? Mainly the absorption take place in the jejunum. Now, the function of phosphorus, as you all know, same like calcium, it is required for bone formation, it required for teeth formation. Also, this is essential for release the energy from the metabolism process. Now, phosphorus is also important part of DNA and RNA. Phosphate is really important. Now, this also useful to maintain the acid-base balance in our body. Now, what happen in case if you don't eat calcium sufficiently in your diet? Now, definitely the deficiency disorder of phosphate is arthritis, reproductive problem, muscle weakness, fatigue, tooth decay and fragile bones. That means a mainly problem with the bone will become soft, weak and fragile. Now, what happen in case if we eat overconsumption, that leads to reduction of bone masses, anemia, irritability and tremor. So, dear students, this is about two important minerals, calcium and phosphate. I request you please grow back and growth because almost these two elements will go side by side. If you know one, definitely you can write both. I request you please keep watching and stay with me so that we can learn everything. Thank you all. See you in the next class.